think we're on, except I'm frozen. Can you guys see me? Hi, everybody. I think we're live. I'm waiting to see me, too, on the camera. Hold on. How are you guys? Yay, we're live. OK. Hello, online. I just finished welcoming a really incredible, I almost wish I could turn this around and show you. Our room is really full. Let me see if I can show you really quick, because it's fun. It's like the adventure cam, right? Like, woo. So they're in the house, and you guys are online, and I'm so excited. Tonight we are going to Hawaii, or if you prefer to think about it as Lemuria, I think that's how I think of Hawaii. Which, you know, it's funny because I learned about Lemuria after my first trip there. And so I had an experience of going to Hawaii without knowing what Hawaii was. And then I learned, and I realized why I had felt everything I felt when I first went there. Anybody online, I asked in the room how many of you have not been to Hawaii. It won't, you can still enjoy tonight if you've never been to Hawaii. I would like to invite you to go, because I do think it's one of the most magical places on the planet. And I think after tonight, you'll have a little bit of a better sense about why that is. There's very specific energy. And each one of the Hawaiian Islands has its own spirit, you know? So unfortunately for you, I'm so sorry that you have to go, and you have to go to every island. I'm so sorry. It's just terrible that has to happen for you. But and it's funny, I'm introducing my children to it slowly, because it's a long flight with little ones, but it is worth it. It's about 5 to 6 hours from Los Angeles, depending on which island you're going to. So anyway, it's about 3,000 degrees in the room, which is very appropriate, because we're working with Pele tonight. And she doesn't like it cold, and she doesn't like it boring. So we're going to keep it very exciting here tonight. We were all dancing, actually, to some Hawaiian music before we started, so that's why we're a few minutes late. Sorry. I'll try and dance with you before the evening is over, too. OK, so if you have been to Hawaii, you're going to be drawing upon that experience tonight as I take you through this guided meditation. But as we were saying, the Hawaiian Islands are not the only islands born of fire. And so if you've been to any island chains that have had that experience of melding those two important elements, then you can draw upon that experience too. And if you've never been anywhere tropical, tonight will you know, sort of spark that fire in you, and then you can just let your guides give you some powerful images to work with in meditation if that works for you too. So we'll get started. So let me I have so much to tell you tonight. Oh my goodness. I mean, I have 3,000 things to tell you. I'm going to smudge a little bit while I start to tell you about tonight's full moon. Bless you. And the eclipse, because hello. Hello. On the night we're working with Pele, my fire doesn't want to. It's kind of a crappy gift here, Pele. I know. Well, sorry. Cheers. Come on, Pele. Actually, I'm not. I take that back. I'm good, Pele. And thank you. So just taking a deep breath right now, noticing, checking in. Where are you? It's a question I've been asking. Where are you right now? Wherever you are, can you be here? Can you call all your energy in from wherever it's been through this day? Call all your energy back from the 4 directions. Call all your energy back from anyone you gave it to or sent it to. And as you call your energy back in this moment, just giving thanks for everyone and everything that's in your life, past, present, future. They're all teachers. They're all guides. Just being thankful. One of the things that Hawaiian magic has taught me is not to resist anything. You know, Hawaiian magic, Hina, is very powerful. And it's a whole separate strain of magic and shamanism that has its roots in a far more tribal, I would say, lineage. And so I find it very powerful. But one of the biggest pieces of medicine from that tradition that I have learned is really what it means to be in flow. And fire flows, water flows, all of the elements have a way of flowing. They all have their own way of finding that rhythm, that path back to center, that path back to alignment. But in Hawaii, you feel compelled to flow. And what that means is being in a state of non-resistance to everything around you. And I really want you to close your eyes and think about that concept for a minute. If you were to look at your life right now and say thank you and welcome to everything that's in it, and everyone that's in it. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. You're welcome in my space. You're welcome in my life. I guarantee you all those things you've been wishing would go away. That's how they go. It's when you're trying to push things away and you're in a state of resistance to the things that are bothering you most that they just entrench themselves. Have you noticed that? So part of the medicine tonight, part of what we can use Pele's flow to do is to really, really, really finally say, all is welcome here. All is welcome here. That pain in your leg, it's welcome here. That annoying person in your life, that person's welcome here. Great, have a seat. Can I get you something to drink? Sure. Your mother-in-law? She's so welcome here. Sure. Come stay for a month. Right? As I promise you, everything that you resist, if you can just bid it welcome and let it stay for a little while, it's going to run from you. As soon as you say, sure, pull up a chair. It's like, no, you know what? I got to go. After you've been trying, right? So that's the medicine tonight. Okay, so we're going to talk about Pele, Maui, and Hina tonight. I want to introduce you to them just a little bit. I have a beautiful directional invocation that I'm going to read tonight that invokes some of the history of Hawaii and what I think the magic is of this beautiful place. And then we're going to be working with our tools tonight. So quick backstory. So this is a full moon in Aquarius. As I said before we went live, it's a permission slip to be weird. It's really true. It's such a permission slip. You Aquarius people, I love you. I don't understand you at all. I don't. Nope. I am a Leo. I sit squarely across from you on the astrological wheel, which means we are opposites in every single way. And I was raised by an Aquarius mother, so I know you. I don't get you, but I know you. And the benefit of that was, Aquarius parents, and think of this full moon as an Aquarius parent, right? It's like, there's a double standard, okay? You can be as weird as you want, but not when you're their kid. So the Aquarius full moon is sort of this thing like, yeah, go, be different, because it's disruptive, right? It's like, go try something new, go create something new, but be careful. There's this little bit of like always caution with Aquarius. So it's not a full permission slip to be crazy, but it sure is a permission slip to be different. And so this full moon might have you outside of your comfort zone a little bit, which can be really good for you. However, the eclipse that is happening tonight is a lunar eclipse today. And that is about looking inside to see what you don't know about your own personal life. Solar eclipses, what you don't know about everybody else. Lunar eclipses, what you don't know about you. Huh? Of course you can. Hilla's going to adjust my microphone. Yeah, there's feedback. Sorry, guys. So anyway, I'm going to keep going, though. So the lunar eclipse is all about the inner landscape, the internal dynamics of your behavior. And so if you... I want you to think about this for a moment. If you feel like you don't have clarity about what's going on in your life right now, I want you to close your eyes right now and set the intention that this eclipse will reveal to you what you need to know. That's between you and your creator. If you don't feel called to say that, you don't have to. But if you feel like there's something you don't know and it's bothering you, just close your eyes right now and just receive that. Just call upon your guides, say, I'm ready to receive any hidden information about my soul's path and journey that I need to know today, and I receive that information with gratitude. Amen, aho, so it is. Quick, easy, but setting that intention, because a lot of times our guides won't reveal to us until we ask. I have found that to be true. People say, well, why don't your guides just tell you everything? It's like, well, would you? I mean, if you were a guide and your person wasn't asking any questions, would you be there with all kinds of answers? Maybe. I would wait. I'm not a spirit guide, but I would wait. So I sometimes think they wait. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about Pele, Maui, and Hina tonight, just to give you context. So Pele is, of course, the fire goddess. Everybody familiar with Pele? Okay. She is the reason you don't take lava from Hawaii. What happens to people who take lava from Hawaii? They have what for a long time? They have bad luck, okay? This has fortunately not happened to me, but it has happened to people I know. We have guests in the house from Hawaii tonight. Have you guys known anyone who's had some challenges around lava? Yeah. There's actually a place that you can send your lava to when you make that big bad mistake and you get home, and all of a sudden, Pele is expressing. There's actually an address that you can send your lava back to. Did you know that? Yeah, and a lot of it comes back. So we're not kidding. So the lava in your kit, not Hawaiian. Not by a long shot. Like, I'm so phobic about it that I made sure where this came from, and I made sure it was nowhere near. So you can work with the lava in tonight's kit with impunity. But if you don't know where your lava's from, you should ask. It's kind of no joke to Pele. So this is Pele's life force lava. That's why she doesn't want you taking. It's like taking someone's blood or someone's tears or someone's other bodily fluids. You don't kind of do that, right? So without asking, right? So when so it's a real thing. So Pele is the fire goddess. Maui is the god who created the island chain. Okay, Maui's one of those gods where it's like, is he really a god? Maui was a man, who had godly powers. His mother was the moon goddess Hina. Sometimes portrayed as his sister. So it depends on which sort of narrative you're looking at. She's portrayed both ways. It gets weird with gods and goddesses. It's not always, G-rated or linear. So we have to sort of massage these relationships because a lot of them end up being sort of oddly incestuous. But anyway, mother or sister, however you choose to look at it. The main thing I want to tell you about Maui is that Hina had her own magic power. So Hina said to Maui, if you want to raise the Hawaiian Islands from the ocean, here's a magic hook. Do you know the story? So he took his magic hook and he cast it into the ocean, and with his brother's help, he was able to pull the Hawaiian Islands out of the ocean, right? So this is the creation story of Hawaii. Every culture, every continent has its own creation myth. So this is the creation myth, right? But what's interesting about it is Hina told him, you can't look back. You have to put the hook down, turn, and just start pulling, and you can't look back. And Maui was not looking back, but his brothers were. And so he only ended up pulling partially the islands out of the ocean. Isn't it interesting? It was the brothers' lack of faith that led to the incomplete manifestation. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it always the brother's fault? It's like the sister, the brother knows what they're doing. The older brother comes along, screws it up. If you don't have lava, Sarah's asking online, obsidian would be a gorgeous substitute, I must say, because it's lavic glass, and so you're going to have the same, I would say, metaphysical properties in obsidian that you're going to have in lava, so I really like that as an alternative, right? Oh, thank you, guys. Okay, so Maui is the youngest son of Hina. Was sabotaged by his brothers. I want to make sure I've covered all my points that I wanted to share with you. And then Hina herself is, there's a couple of interesting things I want to tell you. Pele was born of Papa, who is the earth mother, and Wakea, who is the sky father. Can you think of another god name that reminds you of Wakea from another tradition? I'm interested if anybody guesses this, because I put it together and I was like, no way. Wakantanka, right? From the Native American tradition. Do you know what Wakan means? No? There's no translation. It's sort of like Om, right? Like, it's our best guess, but it's like the all-encompassing divine, the Wakan. And so you see, that's so beautiful that you knew that. So Wakea, Wakan, do you see it? No one else has sort of connected those dots, but I think there has to be a connection. It's too close. The etymology is just too close. So it's beautiful how Father Sky in the Native American tradition and the Hawaiian tradition actually link to the same etymology. It's fascinating, isn't it? I love that so much. The other thing I want to tell you is that Hina, that name is actually Austronesian, and it means matriarch or goddess. And then Hine, of course, Wahine. So you can see how it moves down in terms of the Hawaiian language, to girl, right? So Hina means mother, goddess, matriarch. It's sort of like Mata in the Hindu language, which just means it's every word of mother collapsed into one. Mata doesn't mean mother, but there's no translation. So anyway, I'm a linguist by training, so I'm fascinated at how all these languages pull all of this through. I wanted to share that with you too. Okay. Then on top of having, are there children in the room? Okay. It's an S show right now. I almost said earmuffs. Earmuffs. It's an S show, but it's a beautiful S show. Do you know what is happening from July 26th to August 12th? Nope. 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 Well, that is true too, but Lion's Gate. Lion's Gate. Okay? So I just wanted to share this little bit of information with you too. The Lion's Gate. in the feed, they're all like, Mercury retro, is it Uranus? Lionsgate, 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 Lionsgate. Okay, it's so cute. You guys know all the things. That's why it's so fun to play with you, because it's a highly educated audience. Okay, the Lionsgate. When the sun lines up to Sirius, okay, which is one of the largest stars, if not the largest star. I actually think Sirius is larger than the sun. When the sun lines up with Sirius, when the sun is in Leo, we call it the Lion's Gate because of the lion totem animal aligned to Leo. And so this is, and by the way, the peak point in the Lion's Gate is tomorrow. This is why I'm telling you this right now. Are you ready? First of all, and I have chills all over my body telling you this. Okay, this may be the reason why you logged on tonight, which don't log off now or don't leave now, but this may be the best thing I give you. I hate to tell you that. I should tell you that later, like that early thing was the best thing I gave you. But I'm running the show. Okay, 8 is the most important number for prosperity and wealth, beyond 5, okay? Because 8 is the number of infinity. It is your imagination of what's possible for you to the highest degree, to the farthest potential, okay? 8. So 8. In 2017, people were making a lot of meaning about the 7 and 1 being an 8, that this is a triple manifestation of prosperity, bless you, Lionsgate, tomorrow, okay? With a barely waning moon, so you still have pretty much the full moonlight. I know. It's like all these things happening. It's all those things happening. Okay. So the Lionsgate, the phrase they use, has been activated. It was activated July 26th, and the Lionsgate portal will close on August 12th. I highly encourage you. If you have any of the Llamas kits, by the way, the ritual powders are what I'm using for the Lionsgate. So if you have those, this would be a really good time for you to be working with those powders to manifest, especially if you have the prosperity kit. Anything you have for prosperity should be busted out tomorrow night with a very simple ritual where you just open a container and you raise energy and you direct it toward any vision you have for prosperity in your life. Does that help? Because this is a big-time prosperity portal, and it's really important. I love that. All the 8s in the feed. It's epic. That's right. Yeah, so your open kit would be really powerful. Your prosperity kit would be really powerful. Any prosperity tools you have would be powerful. There's no time to really gather anything, so just use what you have. And remember, quartz can always be programmed to act as if. You know that, right? So even if you have nothing, did you know this? If you have quartz, you can program your quartz to behave as any other gemstone. Mm-hmm. So when in doubt, that's why quartz is like, you got to have quartz. People say, I have no gemstones. I'm always like, can I give you a quartz? Like I'm pretty much, I mean, it's sort of like being in somebody's kitchen and they say, could you cook me dinner? And you're like, you've got nothing. What do I cook dinner with? It's like, here's your quartz one. Great. Act as if you are a steak and a baked potato and, okay. Do you guys have any questions before we get started? Okay, so I'm going to light my incense. I'm going to burn some of the beautiful herbs for our deities tonight. I'm frying up some charcoal in my cauldron. Speaking of cauldron, did you see next month we're doing Demeter and Persephone, and Hecate is going to guide us across the threshold. I highly recommend getting both of the kits for next month because of the free gift of Hecate. Because we're not going to sell the Hecate candle, bless you, separately. That's just a special thing for everybody next month. Okay, does that smell too strong for everybody? I apologize if it is. Okay, so I'm going to burn some of Maui's herbs, which is turmeric. It's a little go-to cola, which is, yeah, go-to cola is good for so many different things. It actually supports the central nervous system. Go-to cola is very calming. And then I'm burning a little bit of Pele's herbs, which include ginger for creation, juniper berry and allspice berry, which are for creation, and hibiscus, which in almost every tradition, including all the way to Mesopotamia to early Persia, hibiscus has been thought to represent the divine feminine, and all of her creative and destructive powers. So that is what's in your herbal tins for this month. I'm just kind of working that around a little bit. Okay. What do you do with the opal in the abundance jar? You keep it. You stick it in your bra. That's what you do. That's where I put my rocks. I don't know where you like to put your rocks, but that's where I like to put my rocks. Okay. Okay. So I just want you to relax, take a nice deep breath, roll your shoulders back. We're going to open a beautiful circle together, calling in all of our guides and the higher selves of everyone who's here this evening, gathering live, everyone who's online, everyone who will gather with us later. in that time outside of time. So our circle is open. And I'm just going to read this invocation to you. Just keep your eyes closed, relax. Long ago, many of us, and for sure you and me, we gathered and circled together far south of where we sit tonight, deep in the middle of the grand Pacific Ocean, across an ancient land known as Mu or Lemuria, a place of relative peace and apparent magic. And what we're learning now was known then and known by many. We were not the freaks or the weirdos, we were the wise. And we worked together to manifest a world of prosperity. Scattered to the four corners of this planet we were when Lemuria fell. Some of us scattered to the Far East, to Sumeria, while others ventured to Egypt, and we built pyramids and towers, underground cities and temples. We moved cities and continents. We birthed stars and galaxies. We communicated with beings from the surrounding planets and all of their star systems. Long ago, we did this, and we were one. Tonight, let's go home. Let's reconnect with the power of fire and earth rising miles from beneath the entrenched ocean floor. Let's reimagine our relationship to water and to all of the sea creatures. Let's let the great winds move us and blow inspiration into us, literally inspiring us to create once more a place of unified peace. You and I did it once, and we can do it again. We remember how. I haven't forgotten, have you? We begin in the south tonight, and Mother Pele, with your magic pa'oa, makes fire wherever she walks. Connect with us tonight, Mother Pele. Help us to receive and to be part of your primal flow, to see the world through your fiery eyes, a land alive with magic and history. Guardians of the Southern Gateway, we are here, you are here, and together we turn and bow to the south, honoring our brothers and sisters of the fire realms, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Then we move west and we anchor deeply into the sweet waters of creation and Maui. We honor your creation story tonight, the strength your mother offered you as she taught you to pull land from sea by magic alone and sun from sky with her hair. Guardians of the Western Gateway, we are here, you are here, and together we turn and bow to the west. We honor our brothers and sisters of the water realms, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Now we move north around the Great Wheel. We honor the gift of earth, born of fire. Here in the Great Island Chain, we recognize that strength is born of courage, and we welcome the presence of the ancestors to teach us again of the ways we once knew. Guardians of the Northern Gateway, we are here, you are here, and together we turn and bow to the north. We honor our brothers and sisters of the earth realms, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Finally, we move east around the wheel tonight, and we direct our gaze to Hina herself, moon goddess, mother of Maui, creator of all of the gods. Thank you for the gift of your children, your vision, your magic, and your power. Guardians of the grand eastern gateway, we are here, you are here, and together we turn and bow to the east, and we honor our brothers and sisters of the air realms, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. My wish for you tonight and always, my sweet brothers and sisters, is that the precious balance of these four elements will make itself known to you, not just now, but always. And so together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. So it is. And so even though our circle is open, I do want you to just open your hands, be in a beautiful receptive position. I want you to feel that sphere of white light that's connecting all of us. Feel it in your left hand. Stretch it with intention all the way around the circle and receive it back in your right hand so that you are holding the essence and energy of this beautiful circle in your hands. And when that energy comes back to you in your right hand, fully receive it tonight. And take a moment to send around that circle everything you wish to experience, because it'll all come back to you. So send around acceptance and grace and gratitude and peace. Send around being seen and being loved. Send around comfort. Send around inspiration and creativity. And may you receive all of those things in abundance. And with that, our beautiful circle is so open. So open. So I want you to choose your tools. And we're going to spend just a few minutes with each of the deities tonight. So we're going to do our candles one by one, but I would like you to choose 2 of your stones. And in your kits, by the way, you had fire agate, you had this gorgeous black coral, which I'm going to have mine made into jewelry. If my jewelry designer will do it. She's in the room, I'm not going to look at her. I don't want to put her on the spot, but anyway, I have this coral, I kind of like it. And then sunstone and lava. So I'm going to work with lava for sure. Like I was telling everybody in the room, this is not Hawaiian lava. You're free to work with it. Please don't send it back. It doesn't have any bad juju on it for you. It's all good juju on your lava. I'm going to work with my lava and my sunstone for tonight. Those are the 2 I'm being called to because the lava is divine feminine creation. This is Pele's life force. And the sunstone is divine masculine creation. If you have a man in your life who's trying to create and manifest, sunstone is his stone. And so part of what I love is working, because for me, I feel like I'm such a balance of the masculine and feminine. You know, I mean, that's just my path to walk. So I hold both. But if you're mostly feminine, start working with some of the more masculine stones. And if you're mostly masculine in your constitution, start working with some of the more feminine stones. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, by the way. Some of the most feminine people I know are the men in my lives. And some of the most masculine people I know, including me, are women. We have this joke around stage, goddess, a lot of us are dudes. But we're tough, you know what I mean? Like that's, it's kind of a slang way of saying that we're kind of tough. But a lot of us have been hardened, you know what I mean? And we've had to learn how to be soft. We either had family who didn't love us the way they should have, you know what I mean? Or we had relationships that people didn't show up the way they should have, and so we've had to relearn how to be soft. And that's okay. If you've been hardened too, there's a path back to softness, and it's the divine feminine, and it can hold you. So just a reminder of all that. Okay. So just staying in that beautiful place, roll your shoulders back. Nice deep breath. So we're going to start with Pele tonight. She's the star of the show. I love Pele. You gotta love working with the goddesses of creation and destruction. You can't have one without the other, yeah? Does anybody need a lighter? It's kind of a dumb question to ask in a room like this. Like, okay. Does anyone though? Need a lighter? Lighters? Okay, we're good. Okay. Now, Pele's perfume is very fiery, as you would imagine. So I'm going to anoint with this perfume now too. I always anoint 3 ways. So a little at my wrist, a little bit at my third eye for what I know, what I do, and where I go at my ankles, because your ankles are a very important energetic point for chi, or flow of energy in your body. Okay, so I'm going to work first with lava, which is hers. So I'm holding my lava in both my hands. And so I want to encourage you tonight to go in these meditations where you feel guided. You might feel in this moment with Pele like you want to go to the top of the most beautiful volcano. Maybe you've been to one of these beautiful volcanoes in Hawaii. Or maybe to connect with Pele, you want to be out in the open desert. She could take you there. You know, the fire's out there too. Where does Pele want to take you tonight? I want you to close your eyes and let her guide you. Let her give you an image of where she wants to take you to experience her fire magic this evening. In Pele, we approach you with such reverence and such gratitude. We are so grateful. Those of us who work heavily with the element of fire know the incredible creative and destructive powers of this one element. And those of us who embody it are in awe of it every day. So we thank you, Pele, for the courage that it takes to come and stand before you, honestly. And we thank you for your life force that gave birth to a chain of islands that allows us all to come home. It's our only way back to Lemuria anymore, is through your creation, Pele. So tonight we give thanks. And Pele, as we approach your fire this evening, whether we're meeting you in the desert or on the top of a beautiful volcano, or maybe we're in the middle of a forest and we're approaching one of your great bonfires, because I know that we see you in every fire. We can find you wherever that element lives. Pele, as we approach the fire this evening, we ask for your blessings upon our lives, and we ask for you to take from us now this evening anything that we are ready to release into your flames. That could be fear, that can be anxiety, anything that we are ready to let go. And Pele, we know that your healing cycle begins with this incredible purging and releasing and a burning away, a burning clean of anything that isn't serving us. And so I want you to fix your gaze on that beautiful fire, whatever fire you've been gifted with tonight. Lava flow, bonfire, wild raging brush fire in the desert. No matter what iteration of this beautiful fire she's showing you tonight, I want you to imagine giving over to her anything that you can't carry more from this year. Anything that needs to be released, anything that needs to be surrendered, and anything that needs to be burned away, and burned away clean. And really let it go tonight, whatever that is. This is a great way to purge as we enter the heavy part of the harvest season tonight, is just to let go. And then Pam in the feed says she has wildfires all around her, so she doesn't have to go far to find this beautiful inspiration tonight. And then once you have surrendered what you can no longer carry to her fire, then I want you to imagine getting even closer to the fire that she has shown you tonight. Close enough where if you put your hands out, and you can even use your candle as a proxy, right? Where you put your hands out and you can feel the heat of the flame. Let yourself get close to that fire element tonight. Elemental work is so important. You need to know what message fire has for you tonight. And this is the only time you're going to get it this year. So I really want you to inhabit the fire element for just a moment. And I want you to imagine as you get close to it, whether it's close to your candle flame or close to that fire that you're being shown in your meditation, I want you to imagine pulling that fire energy. Whoa, I touched it almost too closely. Imagine pulling that fire energy up into your fingers. And I'm playing with it right now. I mean, this is my ball of wax. I'm a double fire sign. But you get as close as you can and imagine pulling that fire energy up into your fingers and then letting it move to your hands and to your wrists and pulling that fire energy into your body, into your soul, and feel that wave of courage. Think about what the fire element represents: courage, power, tenacity, strength, complete devotion, dedication, passion. And imagine pulling all of that up into you tonight from Pele herself. You will never manifest greatness if you're not passionate about it. So tonight, I want you to draw from this fire well and pull up as much passion as you need to finish the harvest of this year for yourself. And Pele, as we pull this fire up from you and through us, through you into us, we give thanks for this gift. We ask for your strength as we pull this fire up toward ourselves. It's an incredible thing because my candle, the flame, is not that tall, but I can feel the fire of it further than I think I've ever felt any candle before. Do you feel it tonight? I mean, it is, and it's getting stronger. It's pretty powerful. But this is how you really begin to work with the elements. You need to have a lived experience of the power of fire. And if you haven't, this is close. And I want you to imagine yourself in your mind's eye. What would you look like if you were more passionate? What would you look like? What would you feel like if you were stronger? What would you do if you weren't afraid? Fire's not afraid. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones, you probably should. Fire's not afraid. So what would you do if you weren't afraid? If you had the power to create and destroy and you weren't afraid, what would you do? What would you do differently? What would your personal life look like if you weren't afraid? What would your professional life look like if you weren't afraid? It's a really important question for you right now, yeah? What would your health look like if you weren't afraid? So many of our health problems, are caused by fear, right? What if you weren't afraid? And what if everything from your past that you feel like is holding you back could be completely burned clean tonight so that you're not carrying it forward anymore? What would that feel like? And so just taking my lava into my left hand, covering it with my right hand. Pele, tonight we receive your gifts with so much gratitude. I'm personally grateful. So much of I feel like my soul's lineage and my own personal lineage, I was married on Maui, are connected to the island chain and have been for thousands of years. And I think a lot of us feel that way too. So Pele, tonight we give thanks for all that you have created through us, for us, around us, to teach us the ways, the old ways, the ways of fire. And that direction of south, that element of fire that's so important for our healing cycle. So tonight we release to you and we draw up from you the strength that we need to proceed with the harvest season, and we give thanks. And so it is. And so, blowing out that candle. Her heat was good stuff, yeah? I like it. And you know what you should do? Honestly, if you wanted to start to make elemental altars, you almost have everything you need tonight. I mean, Pele candle should be the center of your fire altar in the direction of south in your home. Like that's easy. Done. Okay, so next we move to Hina. And Hina to me is water. And so I'm going to light my Hina candle. And her perfume is very watery too. It's all tropical flowers, so did you smell it? It's jasmine and frangipani. We have some friends from Hawaii, so I want to gift that to you guys, but I would like for you to smell it too. Yeah. I have the most beautiful couple here from Oahu tonight, so thank you for being here. So good. Okay, so that is tiare, jasmine, and frangipani from the islands. I hope you enjoy it. Okay. So Hina tonight we approach as the mother moon goddess. And of course the moon is ruled by the element of water. So this is where we come to connect with deeper emotions. So closing your eyes, anointing with your oil, and then closing your eyes. And if you'd like to work with a stone for this part of our work too, you can. I'm not feeling so much drawn to work with a stone because I'm going to work more with the aromatherapy of Hina, but you certainly could call upon any of your water-based stones. Think of aquamarine, ocean jasper, any of those would be good to work with for Hina. Any of the feldspars, moonstone, and so on. And so Hina, who represents all of creation really for the Hawaiian island chain. In particular, she's Maui's mother, of course, or sister, depending on which narrative you follow. But Hina is the one who teaches us about the seasons and the cycles. And so Hina, we come to you tonight to experience a deeper connection to the element of water. So just closing your eyes and imagine yourself, if you've been to Hawaii, I want you to imagine yourself just out on an open beach with all of that beautiful water. You know, I always think of the water as just everything you desire coming to you in waves, just over and over, everything you desire. Sometimes if you want a beautiful meditation, if you can just watch the water and imagine that each wave is a different one of your desires coming to you in perfect time. It's such a sweet, beautiful meditation. And so, Hina, we come to you tonight and we ask for the blessing of your water upon our life, upon our spiritual work, upon our path. We thank you for the very creation of the islands and for your teachings to Maui that enabled him to pull the islands up from the bottom of the ocean with his hook and to pull the sun from the sky toward the earth with your hair. And we recognize your magical imprint on all of these creations. And so tonight, we ask you for open access to the element of water. And just like we did with Pele, we're first going to release to Hina anything that we can't hold anymore out to her beautiful open waves. So I want you to imagine surrendering to water tonight. Any emotions you can't carry anymore, it's too much for you maybe. Any experiences, any pain, any trauma, anything that around your emotions tonight that needs to be released and surrendered. And we surrender those things with grace and gratitude. And then because it is the full moon, we also want to receive. And so calling in from those beautiful deep waters that Hina guards, we ask for the blessings of those waters, the blessings of prosperity, the blessings of peace, the blessings of a cleansing that only the water element can provide, the blessing of purification. And I want you to imagine letting all those beautiful, warm Hawaiian waters just wash over you, wash over your heart to purify your heart space, wash over just the whole, your head and your entire head, your entire brain, over your shoulders, just to wash away any hesitations, any fears, any anxieties that you might be holding on to. Let it wash over your hands, purifying anything that you create or that you touch. Let it wash over your feet to bless your path and to purify anything that you have picked up from your travels that isn't serving you. If you have pain in your body anywhere, let the waters come up and just heal any of that. For some of you, I'm feeling like intestinal maybe issues, so let the waters come up over your abdomen and just completely purify that entire digestive space. I'm also getting lower back sciatic for our community, so letting the water wash over your back and just release and receive healing in that area. Just let it come and let it move over you. Feeling that connection to the element of water in such a powerful way tonight. And Hina, we give thanks. We know that you watch us from that elevated place where you sit and where you continue to watch the birth of these beautiful islands. They are constantly in creation. Did you know that the entire Hawaiian island chain moves about an inch north every year? And one day will be very cold. Did you know that? But there are islands coming up behind the chain. Won't be in our lifetime, but it will be for future generations. And so it's so beautiful to think of her continuing to create, continuing to manifest this beauty in such a sacred place. So may you be blessed tonight in the releasing and in the receiving of water element magic. And so it is. We give thanks. So it is. And last, but not least, element of earth and wind. So he represents air and earth. This is Maui. Maui, smallest and youngest of the suns, but the strongest in faith. Isn't that always the case? You know, it's the youngest, the smallest, who is ultimately the strongest sometimes in a family. I have found that to be true. And so Maui is the one that Hina gave the magic hook to and said, if you take this and you throw it into the ocean and you believe in magic, you will pull the Hawaiian Islands up from the bottom of the ocean. And so he threw his hook. He was with his brother, as the story goes. She told him, don't look back. You have to really believe and don't look back. And guess who looked back? The brothers. So, but he did not. And so most of his journey was complete. Most of his manifestation was complete. So Maui, warrior god who pulled the islands up with his hands, with that hook, with his faith. And he was able to pull the sun by taking strands of Hina's hair and wrapping them into this beautiful braided, magical tether that he wrapped around the sun and pulled the sun closer to the earth to bless it with warmth. And so Maui, as we approach you tonight, we call upon you for the blessings of earth and air. Teach us how to use our own magic hook, Maui. And I want you to ask yourself tonight, what are you pulling up? Doesn't it feel like it sometimes, like you're just pulling up islands with a hook? Doesn't it feel like it? I see you. If you feel like that, I know what you feel. I mean, literally, it's like I've got one hook and I'm trying to lift an island. And that's okay. You know, the beauty that these myths and these stories give to us are these tales of virtual impossibility, the overcoming of what seem like impossible odds. But you and I know in our community, this is true. This is what we do every day. We pull islands up from the water every day. So Maui, tonight, I want to ask on all of our behalf for you to share the wisdom of your magic hook, to give us the strength that we need. And I almost imagine him coming around with his brothers and like, we got this kind of thing, and you know, helping us, the boat's pulling, and him reminding us, don't look back. You have to believe. What good is it if you put your hook down but you keep looking back? What are you looking for? Proof that it isn't going to happen? Then you have to throw your hook and you have to believe and don't look back. So tonight, for whatever you're manifesting, I want you to imagine throwing the hook in now. Are you ready? You ready to throw your hook in? It's so good, isn't it? It's so good because this is exactly how it's going to happen for you. So I want you to imagine, with all the support of these incredible deities tonight that we're working with, I want you to imagine throwing your hook in. And I want you to imagine that you are surrounded by every resource you need to support you. And now I want you to swim forward, and I don't want you to look back. I want you to imagine whatever you're pulling out from the water, use tonight, use this energy of the full moon. This is why we gather at the full moon, you guys. This is why. When you ask, why do we do this at the full moon? This is the strongest energy reservoir we have all month long. So all we have to do is use it. It's sitting here at your disposal. Most people waste it. You're not wasting it. It's good, yeah? So as our ancestors did, use this reservoir of energy at your disposal. Use it to manifest what you seek. Throw that hook in and you just keep rowing. Just keep rowing. It's all coming. You can feel it, but don't look back. And if there's anything else you want to call a little bit closer, think of Maui. It's really beautiful. He's like, I want the sun a little bit closer. Yeah, here you go. It's closer. And I want these islands up, and here I go. You know, it's just like, it's just manifesting. But you guys know in the quantum realm, that's how manifestation works, right? Energy is all around you. Literally, when I manifest things, I imagine literally pulling things out of the ether and putting them together and curating and building. I mean, it's a physical process for me. But the energy is all around you, just waiting to be shaped and molded and formed. At your direction, you are co-creating all the time. Don't look back. And so Maui, we give thanks. If you choose to anoint, you're welcome to do that. His creation, you know, his perfume is designed to offer you all of his gifts, which are strength, faith, fortitude, courage, direction, and the ultimate honoring of magic. There was absolutely no wavering for Maui. His brothers were not the same, but he did not. So when you feel, do you feel like you've got it? Do you feel like you're pulling it up? You've thrown your hook and you're pulling? You feel like you've got it? So Maui, we ask for your blessing upon everything that we are harvesting right now. Each one of my brothers and sisters tonight is pulling something up from the bottom of the ocean that feels absolutely impossible. I ask for your strength. I ask that you guide and direct them. I ask that you remind them not to look back. And I ask that you help pull with them so that they know they're not alone. And so it is. So Maui, like I said, Maui stone is a sunstone, and this might be the one, you know, I kind of like the idea that you keep one of the stones with you all the time as like a reminder. You can't carry the whole thing with you all the time. This is the sunstone is the stone, if you're really doing this work tonight, that I would recommend for you. It's the right stone for the season. Like I said, it's a masculine, linear leadership stone, but a lot of us need that right now. The watery leadership gets us to a certain place, but the direct, fiery leadership is sometimes what we need when we're in places of chaos and confusion. So this is the stone I would hold on to for this cycle. Yeah? That's so awesome. And if you have other tools, a lot of you have rings and necklaces, start wearing them. They're good amulets for you. And by the way, you could charge them tonight in this ritual. It will be very powerful. And so I'm watching the smoke rise. It's so good. So before we close the ritual and open the circle, I want you to close your eyes one more time. And I really want you to be fully present for just one more minute to the element of fire. Let your body temperature rise. Imagine being surrounded by flames. And I want you to start cultivating this practice. I want you to do it once a day. Just take 4 minutes a day and connect to the elements. Stand in the heat. Body temperature. Sweat. Passion. Courage. Strength. Raw. I'm not giving up. You can't stop me. That's all fire. You can come up with a mantra for that. Like, I am unafraid. Right? Take a deep breath there. Fire, 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 fire. That sounded like Beavis and Butthead. Did I just age myself? Fire, fire, fire. Oh my God, I'm so old. I just did that. I'm sorry. I don't want to ruin your ritual buzz. Come back. I digressed. Now I want you to step in fully to the element of water. Cleansing, renewal, purification, waves rising, covering you, feeling the water up your nose, tasting salt water, feeling it, feeling your hair wet, feeling that chill when you're in the water and then all of a sudden you're in the warmth and your skin goes cold. Feel the wetness around you. And come up with an affirmation here. I'm in touch with my feelings. I accept my feelings. I allow my feelings. I am my feelings. I understand. I flow. I create. These are all watery emotions. I'm okay. I'm safe. Water is the realm of the grandmother. Who else is more ready to tell you that you're safe than a grandmother? And a deep breath there. And then let's go to earth. Imagine your feet on the ground, in grass, on soil, on cement, on rock. Imagine you're climbing over cliffs of lava and stone. Imagine that you're climbing to the top of a mountain. Imagine that you're walking in the desert. Imagine you're surrounded by trees in the middle of the forest. Imagine wrapping your arms around one of those big trees. Imagine reaching down deep into a cave and touching all those quartz crystals down in the center of the earth. Imagine being able to dig and reach and touch the bones of your ancestors. Imagine being able to dig and reach and touch your own bones. This is the element of earth. And so an affirmation here would be, I am safe, I am held, I am wise. I receive the wisdom of my ancestors. I'm not a victim. I'm strong. I'm proud. I know who I am. I stand tall. Yeah? These are all good, strong earth affirmations. And a nice deep breath here. That one felt really good, didn't it? That was nice. That bears repeating. Okay, let's go to element of air. You're flying, wings spread far. You're free. Nothing can touch you. You're as light as air. You're floating. There's wind in your hair. It's just so easy to move. Your limbs feel free. Your arms feel free. Your legs feel free. Bless you. You're not in pain. Your mind feels open. Your thoughts flow freely. There's no anxiety. There's just peace. Everything's okay. Everything around you is in a state of harmony and balance. It's a new beginning. You're not held back by your past. You can create any vision for yourself that you wish. This is element of air. And it's so good. It will set you free. And so affirmations here would be, I let myself be guided. I surrender everything. I am floating. I am buoyant. I am held by great wings. I have a new beginning. I am free from constraints. I'm free from fear. My mind is open. I allow new ideas. I allow new opportunities. I'm excited for everything that's coming. I believe the best days of my life are ahead of me. I think it's all possible. These are affirmations in the element of air. And a nice deep breath. You're free. You can just fly away. It's so good, isn't it? And then if you want to do one more minute, let's go to the heart. Ready? Because it's in all of the heavy medicine wheels, shamanic medicine wheels. There's the four directions, and then there's the center, which is your heart space. So imagine diving deep into the heart space now, which is its own element. It's its own force of love. Deep in that heart space, that's your life force. That is everything that matters to you. That is everything you adore. That is everything that you touch with affection. That is everything that delights you and makes you smile. That is everything that reminds you of who you are. That is your own reflection. That's your mother and your children. Those are your nieces and your nephews. Those are all the little ones around you who hold so much hope and possibility just by being. And so affirmations in the heart space are, I love. I receive love. I am love. I love love. I want to live love. I allow love in my life. I forgive all who have hurt me. Isn't that? I forgive all who have hurt me. I hold compassion for those who don't hold compassion for me. I express love in all ways. I open my arms to those I don't know. I make space for those who need me, even when it's inconvenient to me. This is heart. These are all affirmations of the heart. So a nice deep breath here. And so I want to give thanks to the beautiful deities that we gathered before tonight, to Pele and to Hina and to Maui, who in their way gave us return access to the motherland, which is such a gift for those of us who miss that place. It's still possible to go. So we thank you for the gifts of earth, air, fire, and water, this deep elemental wisdom that you shared this evening. We're so grateful when we release you. We release our guides and guardians from this beautiful circle. Thank you for attending to us and our needs. Guardians of the Northern Gateway, for your wisdom, we release you, we thank you. Guardians of the Western Gateway, for connecting us to all those beautiful, deep emotions, we thank you, we release you. Guardians of the Southern Gateway, for the courage, for all that fiery vitality, we thank you, we release you. And Guardians of the Eastern Gateway, this is a new beginning. Every time you give yourself another chance to love more deeply, that's a new beginning. So we give thanks for that new beginning in the East tonight. We release you from your service to the circle. And so you too should also release the circle. So it came to you in your right hand. Let it unwind from your right hand counterclockwise, back around the circle. Coming back to you. Unwinding, unwinding, unwinding. Releasing, releasing, releasing. And then you can turn your left hand upside down, send that energy back down to the center of the earth where it can be transformed, transmuted into usable white light. As we know, energy is neither created nor destroyed, simply raised and directed. And so we send this energy back to you, Great Mother Gaia, with so much gratitude tonight. Please send this energy on our behalf to the places it needs to go. And so it is. So it is. How are you doing? Great. It's so quiet. Yeah. Yeah, you feeling good? Yeah. Did you like working with the elements tonight a little bit? Yeah, I really want, if there's one thing you took away from tonight, God, I would love to see you start working more deeply with the elements, even just in that small way, because I promise you that they are one of the biggest anchors to magic and one of the least talked about facets. And it's funny, sometimes I'll watch online rituals and I think, there isn't even really an invocation to the elements. And I think, gosh, in my learning, it was such a core part of what we do. So I try to really honor the elements. I don't always do it perfectly. One time I forgot to release the elements. And it's really funny. If I ever forget anything, it's actually not the people in the room most often who remind me. I literally get stopped in my tracks. Like, no, you go back there. And I have to actually come back to the spot. I've had to travel before, late at night, to go back to the actual spot to release the elementals. Because you can't do that. They're still there. They're like, you guys went home, and I thought we were good, it was happening, and it kind of feels like that. So I have a couple of fun things. I have a gift. We're doing this gemstone gift now. I think it's really sweet. But it's with intention. So this is a stone called Black Lemurian Jade. Okay? It is thought to be, Black Lemurian Jade comes from South America, and it's a combination of magnetite, pyrite, and quartz. Okay? If you look really close, you can see it. It's hard to find. What we have is all we had from Tucson this year. So this is that hard to find. I can only get it once a year. So we're gifting a free piece to everybody who's in the room. And then I know, it's so cool. I'm excited about this. This is probably our best gemstone giveaway ever, maybe. I know. Honestly, it's so appropriate. So the story of this is, magnetite is one of the most important minerals for manifestation. It attracts everything. Pyrite brings confidence and prosperity. Quartz magnifies. So work with the stone carefully. Okay, just be very clear with your intention when you're working with the stone. It is thought that this was a mineral brought to, because the place in South America where it's mined, there's actually 2 places there used to be, there's only one now. It's thought to be sort of a storehouse for Lemurian wisdom. Okay, so that's why it's called Black Lemurian Jade, because it's from a place where it's thought that many of us, one of the places we scattered a lot of places back in those days. So if you're online, the way you get this, you have to place an order because we need to be able to ship it to you, but you don't have to pay for this. This is a free gift and there's no shipping. So if you say fire in your notes, you're going to get a free piece of Black Lemurian Jade. But that's just for the next 48 hours because that's all we have. So it's just a fun little gift from me to you. You're so welcome. Well, it's Lemurian magic. It felt really, really connected to all of this. And since you're already in this place tonight of thinking about what you want to create, seriously, I would go home tonight and I would sleep with this. That's what I recommend. Sorry, guys online, that you can't do that. But we'll get it to you as fast as we can. Okay. Next month, it is Demeter, Persephone, and Hecate. Okay? And So let me tell you quickly about this, okay? Because code Lunar save 15%, but it's only till midnight tonight. So if you buy your kit tomorrow, you won't have your code or your free gifts. So I want to make sure you know about this. Every month we honor a god and a goddess, and then we give you a free something. Like this month, the Hina was free. Next month, Hecate is free. Okay? Hecate is one of the most important of the dark goddesses. Now, Hecate has a bad rap. Okay? People think of her as being evil almost. She's not. Hecate is Greek. She's one of my girls. And she is the gatekeeper between the living and the dead. She's an escort. Okay? And that's what she is. You know. She is. She's actually, if you ever want to think about Hecate in not a good way, remember this about Hecate. She was the only one who volunteered to take Demeter and escort her to Hades to keep her safe so she could find her daughter. That's what Hecate did. That's the Hecate I know. And so what we're going to do is we're going to work with Hecate, Demeter, and Persephone next month to return to you what has been lost. That's what we're doing next month. And that can be anything. It can be health. It can be love. It can be happiness. It can be peace. Did you lose your peace along the way? Let's get that back. So we're going to be going back in time. I want you to isolate something that you want returned to you. My only request is please don't make it a person, especially like a person named Bob or something, because that goes against the ethics of magic. I'm trying to sort of make you laugh, but at the same time, that's kind of serious stuff. Like we don't go, I'm getting him back. And it's like, no, don't do that. Not in my circle. There's lots of places to go and do that stuff, but I personally don't want to hold space for that. So think more generically. You can actually call, if you feel like you have lost love, you can call love back to you. Let the universe decide who that is, yeah? That's how you do clean magic, not sticky magic. Nobody wants sticky magic. You can do it, but I don't recommend it. It's not a good time, okay? So lunar is your code. Fire is your note to get your free stone. And you don't have to buy the kit to get your free stone. You could go buy a perfume sample and get your free stone. Honestly, I highly recommend getting the free stone, but I only have them today and tomorrow. But I really do think that's our best stone giveaway ever. And when you guys work with it, I would love to know. Like, what are you manifesting with it? Magnetite is so potent, and so is pyrite, and so is quartz. So I want you to update me and let me know what comes of all of that. All right. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. All of you in the room, everybody online, thank you for this. Thank you for letting me be with you. And then on the 21st, because no, wait, there's more. We are not just doing full moon ritual every month now here in this room. We're doing new moon ritual too. I know. Same thing. It's free, but we're going to do intention setting. So the only thing I ask that you bring is a journal. Okay? I would love it if you brought a black candle and labradorite and all the things, okay? I would love that. But at a minimum, please bring a journal, because I'm going to ask you to write down your 3 main intentions for the month, and then at the winter solstice, we're going to do an audit of your intentions together. Won't that be fun? We're going to track your progress. I'm that person. I like to do that. Well, some people like maybe forget and just let it be, let it go away. Not me. I want information. I want data. That happened, that didn't happen. And plus, you can actually track back and see. Sometimes your intentions don't manifest because they would actually hold you back, right? So you can look back and say, wow, thank you, universe, for not manifesting that intention. But you can't see it, right? So there's so many things where I look back at my year and I'm like, that didn't happen, but it's good. That did happen, that was good. And I think it's good for you to keep track of your progress. It will actually help you get more accurate in setting your intentions, because what you will also do is look back and say, I should have been more specific. I wasn't specific enough. You know what I mean? And so you can start to really get better at fine-tuning. So I think the process of actually keeping track is very important. So please join me on August 21st. There's an event page. Please RSVP. I'm sure my team will put the link up for you so that you can find that ritual. Thanks, you guys. I love you. Thanks for being here tonight. So wonderful to be with you. I will see you soon.